Namaste. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And dear little yogis and yoginis. Thank you, Tripti, for giving this platform and sharing my yoga practicing with all my dear friends from Tulchum. I'm not going to bore you all with a long speech on a Sunday afternoon. Rather, I would like to tell you a small story. I'm sure all the kids love stories, right? And how many would love to listen a story about a small young girl and how her life transformed because of yoga? Who would like to listen to that? I would love to share with you. Okay, here we go. Summer of 78. A small little girl, like her. She was born in Eastern India to a middle-class family, where her parents were not so excited when she was born. Why? Because she was a girl child. And you know how much in India, the boys are a celebration time for the family and girl is not. So she came to this world with not so happiness in the family. And as she was growing up, the family pressure, society pressure, and her friends' pressure was not allowing her to bloom as a young, beautiful girl. Rather, she started crumbling because her mother always used to compare with her other siblings. Her other siblings were God-gifted, brilliant, talented, good grades, could get sports they're good in. They're good at elocutions, debates, dancing. But this little girl was shy, not so confident. She would often have nervous tendencies. The moment she would see people, she would just run away behind her mom, as if those people are going to kill her, going to strangle her neck. So slowly and slowly that girl started having emotional attacks, emotional asthma attacks. Then that emotional attack started leading to epileptic attack. And then she was becoming dependent on her parents. She could not do anything. Always she used to accompany her little sister for any birthday parties or anything. Her parents started thinking that she's going to be a dependent all her life on them. But then her dad was taking her everywhere, to all the psychologists in India, all the neurologists. She went through different tests and everything because her parents felt that she has she's a special child, or she's having some kind of mental issues. But when the issue was something different. But one good thing her father did, one fine day, someone told them that, you tried everything but nothing worked. Why did you take her and get her admitted in a yoga school? Probably that may work. You have tried everything. So then, one fine morning, father of that little girl got her admitted to a yoga institute in Raipur. And how many of you know the name of Satyananda Yoga Institute in India? It's one of the oldest institutes, more than close to 90 years, and the main institute is in Bihar, Munger, to be more specific, and they have branches all across. So this little girl started going every day morning, 6 o'clock, religiously, 6 to 8, she used to go and practice yoga and then go to school. And then again in the evening. And on Saturdays and Sundays, she used to practice Bhakti Yoga. That is another form of yoga where they do bhajans and kirtans. Then she started doing Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is that you do selfless service. She used to work at the Satyananda, cleaning the floor, mopping the floor, cleaning staircase of 3 floors. She used to do that. And suddenly, her parents started seeing a lot of changes in her. She started behaving more mature, more calm, more composed. And she started participating in all kinds of programs. And suddenly that little girl was very nervous, would never face people, shy, timid. And all of a sudden, she was blooming like a confident woman and ready to face all the challenges of this world. Now you all would be wondering, why am I telling all of you this story of this young girl? How she she is related to this person. To share with you all that small little girl who was going through epileptic attack and emotional asthma attack and could never face people in her life. Whenever she used to come on stage like this, she would collapse. Her father would come to school to pick her up. That girl is none other than me, Jyoti Mishra. And that decision of my parents changed my life. And I never gave up practicing yoga since then. Now, not just I focus on the physiological and the physical aspect of yoga, I try to practice all sides of yoga, like Bhakti Yoga, then selfless service, Karma Yoga. That helped me develop the self-awareness, mindfulness. Even now, 2 weeks in a year, I take a break and I go to one of the ashrams and do all this kind of practice, which helped me not just build the physical endurance, but the mental endurance as well. So I would suggest how many parents are here right now. My parents, what they didn't do it purposely because the society was pushing them to put all the pressure on that kid. And they didn't realize how it was impacting the life of that young girl. But one good thing changed her life. And I'm always thankful to my parents for taking that decision. So my request to all parents who are here, encourage your kid to do as much as yoga possible and never let that get out of their life. Because a young mind is developing, a lot of changes happening in the body. Hormonal changes happening, endocrine glands are forming, developing their skeleton system, their muscular system, all the system, your respiratory, digestive, and most importantly is the mental development. What changed me more was the practice of Tratak. Tratak is a form of practicing, I would suggest small kids practicing meditation, but what they can do is the Tratak. Tratak is like constant gauging of the candle till your eyes start watering. What happens with that practice is that you're not just doing a candle gazing, but you are increasing your mental capacity, your concentration. We have so many distractions these days. How to improve our span of attention? How to improve our focus for our kids? iPad is there, the movie is there, spending time with friends. But Tratak is one practice. Once they start doing it, it will help them to increase this focus and the attention. So last on the list, I would suggest all parents out here not just focus on the physiological and the physical aspect of yoga, get them practice all aspects of yoga as well. Thank you very much, and thank you Tripti once again for giving the stage and share my story with all dear friends. Namaste.